Hi everyone, it's Cindy from Cindy's Art. Today we're continuing on with a third video that is a watercolor lesson with clouds. And today I'm looking more at angled clouds. What are the different kinds of clouds that you see in the sky? And I would love to hear how you paint clouds. What are your favorite techniques that you use? And let me know if you have any questions, if there's something more I can cover with this or explain further. I've listed my supplies in the description for you below, and I'm starting off with a little bit of cerulean blue and a little bit of viriditor blue, a little bit of permanent violet, and I'm thinking about angled clouds. That's what I want to do today. I want to just put some angled clouds in there. And I don't know about you, but I can get in the habit of painting my skies with simple washes, which is fine. But I like to push myself and think about things in a different way. So I am literally just making V's up here in my sky, X's, and I'm just going to see where this goes. I have no reference picture. This is a little bit of ultramarine blue deep. And I thought that would be a lot of fun just to add in there and just see how it goes. Now you'll notice that I did not wet every area down in this top area. And one of the ways you could tell is that ultramarine blue that I put down, it didn't spread out like it is right down. It was sitting there with harsh edges, and that's fine. So I went ahead and I dabbed a little bit of water in just to move these colors together, and I'm letting them mix together by themselves. I'm not playing a lot with the colors on my palette and mixing them. I'm just letting them mix on top of this sky right here on the paper. And you'll see I'll soften up some of my edges. They are clouds, so I want to keep some of those edges soft, and I can do that by washing my brush out and drying it off a little bit and then scraping on top of my paper. Now I'm not pushing hard, I'm just lifting up a little bit of the paint, and that's going to soften up and brighten up those clouds. Another technique you can use with clouds is taking a squirt bottle like I just did, and I squirted just a fine mist on top of these clouds. What is that going to do? It's actually going to cause some of these colors to gradiate, which means they're going to spread apart a little bit. It's going to look a little bit speckled. That's always fun to do. And that's really good to try with your viriditor blue and your ultramarine blue deep. And then I went back in and I used a little bit of tissue in here to lift up the paint off of the white. And that's a great technique to help protect those whites. And what it's doing is picking the water up off that paper, and then the paint will not spread into those areas. If the paper is dried, the paint is not going to go in there. You have to have water in order for paint to spread through on a piece of paper. I'm just going to mix some different colors down here in the bottom and let them run together. And I love Aurelian for this. I'm using a little bit of yellow ochre. Another favorite of mine is quinacridone gold. and it looks like a dark brown on your palette, but when you put it inside of a painting, it actually has a really super vibrant yellow, and it will darken up the more paint you put on it. It's just a lot of fun to play with. So I'm adding a little bit of blue and neutral mixed together in here. I'm going to add a little bit of sap green in here, and I am not going to force and mix these colors together. They're going to blend together because I have water running on this. My sky is still drying, but I can safely put paint on my horizon line and let this run down. So as I work on this, you're going to see these super vibrant colors come through. It looks like it could be a little bit muddy for a second, but when you see how these mix together and how my oranges and my yellows really pop out in the sap green, it just is a really nice field color to add in against that beautiful blue that's in that sky. Now, once this has dried, you can really see how light those colors look now. The color's always more vibrant when you're painting and the paper is wet, the paint is wet. And then when it dries, you want to just give it time, take a look at it and see if you feel like you've got enough color in it. Play with it if you want to. I decided to go ahead and add some trees in. Again, no references. This is just let me have some fun. Let me just doodle around. And this Mincho pen is a really fun way for me with my watercolors to just add in some simple details. I decided to go ahead and add some vibrant green trees in the background here, in the middle, and on the sides. And then I actually will finish off with a little barn in here. I just put a little bit of color in there, played with it, some mineral green towards the bottom of the tree, because in the bottom of the tree, you're going to have a little bit more darkness. When you go for walks, you're outside, take a look at the different trees, see where the shadows are and see where the light is. And then when you're painting, like I needed to picture where was this light, I decided it was coming from the top of the trees. So I made some Aurelian yellow mixed in with that sap green on the top. And then I could always add in a little bit more dark green on the inside of those trees. After letting it dry, I decided to use this little tiny white space to add in a little barn in the background. So you're going to see me add in, you can use Pyrrole Red, Quinacridone Red is really good too, or Scarlet, or use your yellows and your oranges and mix those together on the palette with the barn. But this is such a small barn, I just decided to go straight for the red and make it really pop. And then I'm going to add some black in and finish it off with a little bit of detail. I'm going to use my mint gel pen and finish off with a few more details as we wrap up, but I want to thank you for joining me. Please smash that like button if this added value to your painting and your journey, and I would love to see you again. You can subscribe to the channel in order to see more of the upcoming videos, and inside this video I have inserted some of the cards of the other paintings I did in this cloud series. So you can see those, and then also have provided some other recommendations at the end of the video. It was so good to be with you guys today. I would love to see your work. Look at the description so you can see how to share your work with me, and we'll see you next time.